It's a lovely day for all of us, and I know that as you are watching us, you're also precisely saying that it is a good day too. Yes, it is, because a lot of times we love it when our children are all around us, and it is that moment again when they are home. Well, I know that when they are home, a lot of people complain they are consuming so much. A lot of people complain that they're playing so much, there's so much noise. But at the end of the day, it's always a happy noise in the house, if you ask me. I don't know about you. But then enjoying the happiness that comes from their noise, is that all there is to the holiday period? How can we ensure that the children learn all the things, the soft skills, and make the holidays even more productive? And when we say holiday is productive, what do we exactly mean? I have mothers, I have women, I have ladies seated in the house, and are going to be helping us talk about how to make the holiday more productive. And I'll start from the lady who disappeared. Did I call anybody's name?
No, you didn't.
No, but I disappeared for a good cause. Literally, that's no pun intended. I disappeared for a good cause. I did some adult education.
Oh, that's
I've
good.
added another small
Feather.
qualification to my list of qualifications. I am now an accredited management trainer.
Congratulations.
Yes. Anyway, pick up for ground.
Honestly.
Now, but on a more serious note, right? If you're somebody who is into management consultancy or you provide training services and things like that, if you are not accredited now, you can no longer provide services to government organizations.
Oh, that's good.
So that's your uncle, that's your auntie, that's your daddy that wants to help you, help them make it easier. Go and get accredited. Then come back and, apply for that job.
Fantastic.
My name is Devan Hamat, your mom, and I am a proud accredited management trainer.
Okay, so now you see that she has actually made her own holiday quite productive. Some part of a holiday. We're lucky that she finished before the holidays finished.
Yes.
All right, so
It's good to have you back. I missed you.
Thank you.
And it's good to be here this morning. My name is Joy Okwanachi.
have you noticed that there's something about her? She always seems to wear the same shade of clothes on her lips.
Yeah. Like today's blend is really working for me.
Thank
Besides, purple always bangs on dark skin.
Wow.
Purple,
Nice.
blue, pink, those are my favorite shades for those of us that are,
You know one thing I don't like about you?
What's that?
You're a racist. You're a colorist. Anyway, I know that the next person joining us anytime from now is also light-skinned. Lola should be joining us any moment from now. But before she comes and introduces herself, let's take a break quickly and get to find out available jobs that are fun and they are a skill for children to learn during this period. After that, we do the talking.
A vacation is designed to take a break and rest from our regular schoolwork. But hey, do you know that it is also a period to have fun, acquire some skills, and even make a little money? True. Here are some fun activities that will build skills and perhaps earn us money. Baking. Kids love sweets like cookies, cakes, and pastries. So why not teach them how they're made? Who knows, they could even make some money from it. Coding. Online games and puzzles are popular right now, but kids should know how they work. Let's show them the ropes. It's profitable as well. Recycling. Children can help save the planet by turning trash into reusable material. A lot of unused materials at home can be redeployed here. Drawing. Cartoons and coloring books are popular among kids who enjoy drawing. Art programs will help them better their skills in this area. Swimming. It is a good skill to learn because it keeps kids busy and in shape. Plus, doing it is fun, especially on a hot day. Gardening. We can encourage children to learn how to grow their own food because it can be expensive. Also, flowers and plants are lovely to look at. Good aesthetics. Hair braiding. Learning how to make hair is is a practical skill that can also improve one's appearance and purse. It's a saving skill for a lot of Nigerian students, both here and abroad. Cooking. Learning how to cook is a practical skill and makes children helpful members of their household. It also provides bonding time for parents and children. Sewing. Fashion is a growing need for all. Learning this skill will teach kids to create a style for themselves, and it can also be a source of income. Learning a new language. The average Nigerian is multilingual, so we can encourage children to expand their linguistic horizons by teaching them a new language. This skill is often an asset in multinational jobs. These activities may seem like light work to us adults, but for the children, it's a chance to have fun and learn new skills that will help them in the long run. So don't let them stay idle during this long vacation. Instead, encourage them to be productive.
Right now, you have seen a bit of that from my winning team, Ada and Faith. Thank you very much for putting that together for us. If you want your child to grow and become very important tomorrow, you try to lay your bed the way you want that child to lie on it tomorrow. That means you begin early to train that child. Now, I know that somebody was just saying at the back while that was going on that the noisier your house gets, the more you miss them when they grow up. And we're going to have a reaction to that. It was you, right? It was you, right?
Yeah, it was me. Because my house is a little bit noisy, and I let it be. Because nobody is a child. Sometimes you come, there's loud music, somebody is screaming, running around. I let it be because I know that when those noises, when those sounds are not there, I really miss them. So the small irritations I feel because, I'm working and somebody just shouted and things, I overlook it. Because I really miss them all when, the house is quiet. So I let it be.
Why I made that comment when we were talking was because I have neighbors and a block of flats. Oh my God, it's not interesting.
I know what you mean.
It is not interesting. You want to sleep, you can sleep. You want to pray, you can pray. Because most of the houses, if you know, they're not soundproof.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie, I can't wait for night to come.
It's not that kind of thing I'm referring
That's what
to.
I know what you mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And the thing here is that Nigerians, we're a bit, we're so selfish. The music is too loud.
Yeah.
If this house is playing music, my house is just me. But the next place, a block of flats. So I won't lie to you, it's holiday time. These days, I make sure that I leave the house very early and I come back late. At that time, the kids are sleeping.
But you know what I do with those noise? I like, there was a time I had a very noisy neighborhood.
Okay.
I had a lot of kids and all of that. They like to dance, like you said, jump around and all of that. So, what I did was I had some nephews. My kids are all big too. So I had some nephews who come around for holidays. They too have their own noise. You keep shouting. So I decided to make it more productive for all of us. So I said, okay, we're going to be doing different things at different times. I let them interact with the neighborhood kids. They all became friends. I talked with their parents and they came around. What did I do? You like to dance, no problem, but we're going to make it a dancing competition.
Sure.
And you win something, We're also going to make a cooking competition. And you win something. We're talking about children that are 6 years old, 10 years old. They're really small.
Okay.
So for them, it was an activity they look forward to. So it became, for me, a dangling carrot.
Yeah.
So I tell them, listen, if you come to my window to shout, you're not going to be part of the competition.
Boom. You were just a smart. You knew how to grab these little kids. I know.
So
you knew how to grab them.
When one of them, I remember Nene, we want to come to the window. Chama will quickly tell, if you go, Mommy Lizzie will not let you do competition. She's sleeping. Then I always fix the time. So we fix the time, maybe 5 p.m. I would have done everything I'm doing. And they will make sure they don't near my, environment at all. It was a semi-detached thing. So but they could actually access. So everybody made sure they were watching guard, that nobody comes near there. I gained one thing, I gained the peace.
Yes.
I gained another thing. I was able to teach them a whole lot. Then I was also able to get myself entertained, with their dance. I also gained weight loss because I made sure that I danced with them. Yes, I danced with them.
Okay,
and they were teaching me new dance steps and all of that. So it was fun, really. Fun, So I know that those are some of the things we can actually do, to help kids.
Well, different with what I would rather do something different, in the sense that I will not have them in that environment. Very good now. Churches, all these other organizations tend to look for what kids do during the holiday. So before the holiday, you register. The ones who cannot afford it, some other people tend to pay for their kids. Because it's done in my church, and
somebody can pay for another person's child.
Because you see, it's not everybody. It's very difficult to feed and live right now. So I know that many parents will not now remove the little change they have to go and say, okay, my kids should go for one holiday,
extracurricular
And the good thing about my church, they do it every year. Every holiday, from photography to cooking to making wigs. Because I always tell kids, I grew up knowing that they always used to tell me that there's nothing as good as making your own money.
Oh, it's sweet.
When you make your own money,
it's sweet.
You will know how to spend it.
Yeah.
Because when things are given for free, you just spend it anyhow. So right now is the time for us to teach our kids, because kids that are married, daughters that are married, girl child, they don't know how to cook. It's sad. I was brought up. I even asked my mom one day whether she was my mom. The beating was too much. I was there pounding yam. I was even using this thing, what do you call it? Grinding stone to do my pepper and all that.
It's a lie. What happened to mortar and pieces and blender?
You see, guess what? How many years ago? It was more interesting. I loved it. You understand? I loved it, but now things have changed. So things are easier for our kids to even learn. You use the blender. So if we don't teach our kids, and we always say, let us stop saying school. The teachers should teach our kids. This is the time for parents to wake up and ask questions why their daughters get divorced. The last time we talked about broken homes. If you have a girl child who doesn't know how to cook, whose fault? It's the parents' fault. So for this holiday period, look for what your daughter loves the most, or look for what your kids love the most. If they love to paint, take them to where they can go paint. If they love to sing, take them somewhere to go and sing. If it's photography, I'm doing photography now. Why am I doing photography? I love pictures. Pictures make me happy.
You don't need to say this. I see it on your daily status.
So you see, this is the thing. Look for what makes you happy, and you just run with it.
What you said that caught me thinking is parents, bonding time. A lot of times, I tell them that it's intentional that the curriculum, arranged for holidays. If you don't have business with parenting, I always say, don't go to the labor room. You don't have business in the labor room.
I agree with you.
So when you give birth, from January to December, your children, every day, there's a driver taking them to school. And the driver will also bring them back.
Yes.
And then holiday time too, the driver is still taking them to the same school or another school to go and learn something. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with being at home and bonding with your children? Yeah. Even if people are going to try to bake cake and mess it up, it's fine.
It's fun.
Bake the cake, mess it up, and throw it away. The next time you do it again, you will learn it well. Yeah. But then, before we do that, my director said he wants to quickly take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International. Your window to the world.
All right, so while we were on that break, my sister, my colleague, Devan, I said my sister and my colleague.
Yep.
She just walked in, but the world wants to know who you are.
Yes.
Your name?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lola Oduba. I'm a producer. That's why I'm a sister and a lifestyle expert. So it's good to be here. It's good to see all of you again. It's a long time.
Yeah.
You see, she's my sister in different ways.
Okay.
We know what we said in the beginning.
Okay.
All right, so
I get
Lola, I'll
that.
give you a breathing space and where we continue. And I'm wondering, Devon, why do parents find it difficult to really, train, mentor, and bond with their children during the holiday?
I think the main thing is work. That has always been the main issue. Even here in Nigeria, we think it's a foreign phenomenon where people take on more than one job. That's not the case. Even here in Nigeria, in many instances, you find parents wearing more than one hat, depending on maybe the kind of lifestyle they want to live, or maybe just circumstances. So you get carried away with work. You are working, and then because you need to work to provide even the basics.
True.
Even that school fees, you need them to even be in good health for you to even relate with each other at all. And that takes away from the same amount of time you need to spend sitting with them, playing with them, laughing and gisting. But I've been thinking about it, like how do we navigate this? Because it's a problem even in my home. Mm-hmm. Let me not talk about it as if it's something outside there. And I feel that it doesn't have to be long stretches of time. Mm-hmm. It can be that odd 5-10 minutes with different people. Just have that odd conversation that revolves around something that doesn't have anything to do with a task somebody is supposed to be doing, or a chore, or a deliverable, or a responsibility. Just checking in on that person. It could be that odd 2 to 5 minute conversation that shows actual deep engagement. Now, of course, it depends on what stage of life your kids are. Younger children will need more time. Mm-hmm. Older kids don't even really want to have conversations with you like that anyway. So,
especially if you never had it when they were younger.
They're not interested.
So if you are able to make 5 minutes, it could even be banter, just like, now wow, we are just spanking today. How far? Who is visiting us? Everywhere, just something to show that I see you, like, yes, I'm working, I shut myself off in the study the entire day, but as I've come out of the study, even if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just every day, small drops an ocean make now, Abby. Mm-hmm. One day in the middle of that light exchange, somebody will want to go further and say something more. And from there you can, so let's take the baby steps. And for those parents that are maybe just coming up, you have small children. In my case, let me use my own example. The point in my life where I became closer to one parent than the next was when I was a child. Now, it so used to happen that whenever my dad would come back from work. While he was eating, he would keep me on his knee, and run me through, okay, what happened in the house while I was gone?
Report card.
And of course, I would tell him everything. Unfiltered. And he would also fill me in on stuff that happened in his office and all this. I don't think that interaction used to take more than 30 minutes, and he'd be gone. He was out of the house more than my mom, but whenever he was in the house, he would find that odd 5-10 minutes to engage with just me. And over time, it built up. Now, I guess my mom took it for granted because she was more at home than he was. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, there wasn't that one-on-one interaction of even 2-3 minutes with as much frequency. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but it wasn't as frequent. I think my father used to take out time to do it more because he knew he was more absent from the house.
Yes, he was making up.
So it now caused a bit of an imbalance,
but
and all that.
If I want to chip in, parents must make a choice. You already know when the kids are coming for the long holiday.
Yes, very true.
I just realized that parents would rather go for holidays outside.
Mm-hmm. With the kids?
With the kids. But the thing here is that we don't understand what holiday means.
Rest.
Because most of the time when the parents go for holiday, they go shopping.
There's nothing wrong with shopping.
And I didn't say there's anything wrong with shopping. The thing now is that you have a long holiday. You want to bond with your kids. Mm-hmm. Taking your kids shopping, most of the time, we know how it is when you go there. It's not that you have your driver, you hop into your car. So it's always very difficult for you to carry all your kids, the train or the bus. So most of the time, the parents tend to do the shopping for the kids. So now, what am I saying? I grew up with a military father who didn't have time, who was always traveling. I realized that my father created Friday evenings, Saturday for swimming, and Sunday for swimming. My mother didn't know how to swim. So the easiest thing is that you don't take your kids to go swim when you don't have a parent who knows how to swim. I would not leave my kid with a lifeguard. Mm-hmm. So I realized that was the bonding time. He drives you to the club. You're bonding. You're coming back. You're bonding. Mm-hmm. Because I was one person that if I saw my father coming, I used to run away.
You were a bad child.
I was a first child, and when you're a first child, there's a lot that comes with being a first child. Yeah. So now I'm with the mom in the house. My mom is there when she's cooking. You're there. When you don't cook well or you do something,
that's
it. So you see, the thing here is that you have to be intentional
with it.
A
lot of times, for those of us who work, public servants, even the private servants, they all have what we call annual leave.
Yes.
But I've also noticed that the annual leave now, a lot of people will take it during festive period, to go make noise.
Which is the busy time itself.
Busy time. There's no time. It's not a family time, really.
Thank you.
Then why not split it into two?
Thank you.
Use some of it during this long vacation so you can find bonding time for your children. But I think that bonding time should not just be for holiday. But speaking of holiday, Lola, I'm sure you've taken a breath of fresh air since you arrived. What other things? I know when I met you the first time, you were running children's program.
The children's program, the children's show.
Yes, and it was a lot more heavier for you during the holiday period.
Yeah.
So what were that? And you have pretty girls, daughters.
Yes.
So how do you, fit in the holiday for children to make it more meaningful and productive?
Well, for me and with my background in doing children's programs, children's shows and stuff like that, aside from the other things that I do, I find that every day is a time to bond with your child. You must find, even if it's 10 minutes a day, where you can just shut everything out. Mostly, if you can do it before you go out. Because by the time you come into the house, you've already come in with a lot of pressure. You're already tired. At that time, you just want to be by yourself. You just want to think about what has happened today. You just want to go through your own stuff. Yeah. Now, if you were able to, what I do is I find time, I relax. I always relax because I would lock myself up. I may not use the key, but I will just, shut the door a bit. This is my time. I want to spend this time by myself. And once I'm rejuvenated, then I call them. And then I ask about you. Because children can tell when you are interested. And once a child knows that you are interested, they will open up to you.
True.
So for me, if you can find some time away from the busy time to always know about their interest. Holiday time, very crucial. Because don't forget also that these children have picked up a lot of things in school. So when they pick up a lot of things in school, during the holidays is when you see those things. When you begin to see those things, you want to work on those things to correct the imperfections that you see. So it's a time to take time out to look at what you like, enhance what you like, look at what you don't like, and remove it before they go back to school. It's also a time for the younger kids. Get painting materials. You don't always have to take them out. Let them, I know it's a time when the house is rowdy. A lot of parents say, oh, it's a lot of noise and everything. But it's a great time. Because what better time than to enhance all the skills that your younger children have. And also, the mature children, it's a time for them to learn new skills. It's a time for them to, so for the younger children, I would advise, get painting materials, get creative books, get building blocks, expand their creativity, let them watch as much television, children, entertainment programs, because believe me, they learn a lot from that.
True.
They learn a lot from that. The entertainment, educative programs. It's fun for them and they are learning. They are singing, they are learning. They are writing, they are learning words. Yes. So it's a great time. For the older kids, I heard you mentioned when I was sitting down that they could learn cooking, they could learn computer, they could, but the most important thing is please find out what the child likes. Because you can't tell me I should go and make biscuits when I don't enjoy cooking. You are going to be forcing me, and because you are forcing me, I would not pay attention to it. So the bonding time is the time to identify what your child likes to do. Yeah. And then when you can identify what your child likes to do, you encourage that child to go in that line, to develop it. And of course, always bring them close. There's nothing wrong with them coming to your bed, laying down with you sometimes. Laying down with you sometimes and just cuddling with you. Sometimes once in a while they sleep with you. It may not be all of them because my kids, if the three of them sleep with me, I can assure you at the end of the night I'm on the edge.
You'll be on the floor.
No, but this thing you said, I 110% agree with you. Guess when was my bonding time growing up?
When?
Prayer time.
Wow.
I was coming to that.
It was prayer time.
Morning prayers.
Yeah, morning prayers. So you see, it was morning prayers, and that was the time we could talk. Both parents are talking, and they were teaching me the Bible, and I knew the Bible for me. And they always used to say, don't let somebody pray for you.
Pray yourself.
Pray for yourself. Mm-hmm. And and that thing, and guess what?
Yeah.
Till today, I find it very difficult when I see people just have their bath and everybody is all gone out and everything, and you don't wake up to pray.
True.
With my parents, even though my father is late now, we still do it with our mother. It's something that you have to do
The day is
with
not,
your family.
the day hasn't started
bonding.
without a prayer.
Yes.
They say a family that prays together
Stays
stays
together.
together. It's also for me an instruction period. When things happen, sometimes I don't know how to handle it. I may not be able to talk about it that is happening. So when it's my turn to lead, everybody takes turn to lead. So I look for the Bible version that talks about that.
Are you related to
it? Sometimes it's not a good thing.
I just hope
I open up too.
I open up too. Yeah.
I cannot help but open up.
I never used to open up.
I open
the only
up.
problem
In fact, I can start crying at that time.
The only problem I had then
Yeah.
was that was the only time they tell you some terrible things. That's the only time they can say no. What you did is bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
True prayer
early in the morning? You are waking up and they are telling you,
Yeah.
obey your father and your mother. So I always tell them.
No, some kids are quite smart. While you're reading, obey your mother and your father.
They now go.
They'll go back and tell you what the Bible said about the mother and the father.
And the father. All that.
It does
but I love the banters.
Yeah.
It happens. That's a good bonding time.
Yeah.
I'm happy you mentioned that. Now, beyond the bonding, productivity, we talked about, learning skills. survival skill. I know that there's a lady that keeps telling me she's abroad. If I had known, I would have learned how to do hair. That to braid ordinary all back abroad, you pay as much as, somebody that is nice to you. You go to the person's house, will tell you maybe $50, $70. There's no attachment added. Just the normal thing.
Real hair.
I keep hearing how expensive.
Yes, but when you have to do like what you have, you'll be spending about $300 to $400, and it's still cheap. The big salons will not take anything less. Makeup? Makeup, the same thing. So if you begin to learn, teach your kids as early as yesterday, when they are 6 years, when they are 5 years, to plait the hair of the door. And then I used to actually have the habit, every long vacation, they must learn a trade. They must learn a trade. So I have artists, I have baker, I have tailors, I have from all of them, put together. I have writers and all of that. You must learn a trade every long vacation. So you actually go to the professional. I'll do my own small... Eliza, that's what we call it, at home. So then when you're old enough, you go to the professionals, I pay, register, you learn how to do those things. So what are the skills we can learn? I know about the hairdressing own, it's so expensive, even within Nigeria. Some Nigerian students are actually making money, surviving in the universities, making hair. What?
This course I just finished doing that I was talking about
manager.
earlier. No, seriously, on a serious
management.
There was a module we took on succession planning.
Okay.
And this thing you're saying about skills and things like this, quite a number of parents, sometimes you find that one parent is a business owner and the other person is a salaried worker and so on. Most parents, I think, have this hope, this desire that at some point, even if it's just one child, will take an interest or join them in the family business, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely.
Especially if the interest is actually there in one or two of them, or even all. There's nothing wrong. It can be a family business. But in Nigeria, one of the biggest problems we have, or one big mistake we make, is that we shield these kids from the actual grind that is involved in making that business work. We want them to go to school, learn the theoretical aspect of the business and everything, learn entrepreneurship, learn management and blah, 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 then coming and be the GM. It doesn't work. So I would say, just as you're talking about picking up skills and things like that, which is very important, for those who have businesses and actually want their children to come in, they're never too young to start. From when they are small enough not to be too disruptive in the office, bring them around. Let them learn how to move in the spaces. Let them learn how to carry a stapler and give this person. Go and stand by the photocopier. When that thing finishes, bring it for me. Small like that. Then by the time they are teenagers, during the halls, if it's a 2-month vacation, they can maybe like twice a week, they can come to the office, run errands, follow this person to that place.
Yeah, very important.
Go with this other person that's the procurement officer to get that thing.
Yeah.
Find out, be part of the conversation when they realize why this particular part of the business tanked, what went wrong and things like that. With time, as they're getting older, most times these our teenagers and young adults, they have access to information we don't.
Well, very true.
As they get older, they will begin to say, "But mommy, you are doing this thing like this. Have you considered this? I saw it on social platform. Have you? Gradually, they begin to develop a sense of ownership with time, growing through the ranks. But we want them to finish school, get that master's from Harvard or wherever, and just come in and be.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't always work that way. I've seen instances when a parent died and the children took over, and everything died.
Definitely.
I've also seen instances where the kids came in and took over, and it grew exponentially, became something that blew.
There's so many.
You begin to wonder what's the difference. Did this person start with them younger, or what happened?
Yeah.
So for just still honing in on this thing you're saying about skills, I'm talking with reference to parents who own a business. Don't wait until the child is all grown. Start now. Let's
holiday time. They
bring
can-
them in.
True.
Small,
I went
small,
to
small.
FR Mall
that's
to
a good
photocopy.
one. Yeah.
I saw a small boy, just what you said. I gave him what to photocopy for me. The boy said, "No, I'll do it." And the attendant was saying no. I asked the boy, "Are you working here?"
How old?
That boy
Thereabout?
should be about 11 years. I said, "Do
Okay.
you work here?" He
Sure,
bent
it's
down.
his dad.
I said, "Is your mom's shop, right?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Allow him to do it."
Yeah.
He said, "The mom will be angry." I said, "No, okay, let's discuss it. Tell me, if I give you this document," it was my car papers actually.
Yeah.
How do you start?
Yes.
He described the process. I don't know it. I asked the attendant, "Is it right?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Let him do it."
So you see,
The boy did it, and it was nice. And exactly what you said,
Said,
the
yeah.
papers that were small,
yeah.
the attendant was going to do it in one sheet, but this boy put two in one for me.
So
Saving
Saving
papers.
paper.
yes,
Now, when we finished, I paid.
the
They
attendant
gave
is
me the
old school.
difference. They gave me the difference.
Yeah.
And I gave it to the boy. He said, "Is your change?" I said, no. You did the job.
Saved.
Is your money. She shouted and called her mom. And she said, he said, "I'm saving it." He put it in his pocket.
Okay.
I said, I'll come again and find out how much you were able to earn during this holiday. This happened.
Now, can I come in? Fantastic. For those who don't have businesses.
Yes.
your child could volunteer at a community service.
True.
If you stay in an estate and there's a library in your estate, your child could go there and work without pay.
Even to teach in summer lessons.
Even to teach in summer lessons. As long as, of course, you've made sure that the environment is a safe environment for that child. So, I mean, because for those who are watching now and say, I don't have a business, I don't have anywhere, I work somewhere, I can't take my child to the office.
Yeah.
How does the child can still learn doing some form of community service.
Especially in estates.
Especially in estates.
Estates.
Because
Even,
most estates...
even if you work in
Yes.
offices,
Yeah.
if or your
Even in
office
estates.
is child friendly, you
could-
could take your
yes.
children to
No,
the
but there are
office.
so many offices I know now. Their kids are with them.
Yes. If it's out, it's his
Civil
friendly, because-
servants.
Yes. What it
Their
does
kids
for
are
the
there.
child, it
Really?
exposes the child,
Yeah.
to work environment.
Yes.
And relationship in the work environment. And sometimes the children are quite smart. Like I know a child who used to come with a mom, as early as when the child was, I think, 5 years old. That child should be in the early 20s now. She actually edits promos.
Can you
So-
imagine?
And
Fantastic.
she did not learn it.
She only
It's
And
from
that's not-
observation.
She
That's
was-
not
yes.
what she studied too. She studied law, but she does video promo on her own because she
see.
kept going to work with her mom. I know I
Yeah.
used to see them then. And I said, how did you learn this? She said, working with you guys now. And
That's
incidentally,
it.
what she's doing is better than what I can do.
Can you imagine?
That's it.
They're a lot smarter these
No, and
days.
the younger ones with all the technology.
Exactly.
You know, we are old
Technology is-
school.
exactly. Technology is
so,
on their
so they
side.
just use the technology
Exactly.
and
And
do
of course,
stuff.
interest.
Interest.
Yes, no, and the biggest problem parents have is that they look for what they're interested in and pump into their kids.
That's why I said
There's
you must
also-
always
that's
look
also
for
a
what
big
the
problem.
child
It
wants to
never,
do.
it never
Nah.
works
Yeah.
because even the parents
Yeah.
don't even have the time to know what their kids like. So that's it. So you see, if you don't start from that,
From when they are young.
from when they're young, it's going to be very difficult when they get older.
Oh, definitely.
To know what they love and what they want to put in their interest in.
Yeah.
My question is, there was something you mentioned about baking cookies.
Yeah.
You said if a child does not have interest,
Yeah.
that it might be difficult for the child to begin to, bake cookies or biscuits and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, how do I, begin to understand what interests my children?
By observing them. You do more observation, talking less. Leave them to themselves. If you have more than one child, sometimes just listen to what they are talking about. They may not.
What if it's a child that is just into violence? I see children that their joy is just they go to a
destroying
toy shop
and
they are buying
destroying.
gun.
Yes,
These
It's
are-
the movies.
Yes.
Some kids are naturally hyperactive. It could be it could actually be a medical condition. Sometimes it is not. But if it is not a medical condition like maybe ADHD or things like that, I think that the child that has too much energy, too much strength, apply that child to a lot of chores. That's
Exactly.
number one.
Yes.
Yes, let them go and wash car. Sweep. Have you finished sweeping that place? If the energy is still remaining plenty, enroll him inside martial arts.
Oh.
True.
Yes.
No, I agree.
True.
I agree
Because
with
with
you.
martial arts,
Yes,
they are taught how to control their emotions.
Exactly.
And they are taught
Yeah.
also when to release those emotions.
Exactly.
You see,
So the control of martial arts is a lot.
You know the funny thing, many
Yeah.
parents tend to discourage their kids from martial. You know this thing is
My
Why?
kids do kung
Why
fu.
though?
no. Let me tell you why. Because they tend to do the martial
Arts. No.
Martial
Martial
arts
arts,
because
once you see a violent child,
yes.
once you
Okay.
see a child that is prone to violence,
Yes.
because I don't think there is violence,
Violence is
prone to violence.
prone, okay.
Yeah. And you engage that child in martial arts.
Yes.
The teacher who is
Yes.
going to teach that child
Both.
observes
Okay.
that child.
All right.
And the training of martial, because I have a daughter who does kung fu.
Okay.
They observe the child and they are able to train. But martial arts itself is a training exercise
Yes.
for when to apply
Yeah.
your skills.
It's like the military.
It's like, yes,
Exactly.
So
The
you
most-
can
they are the
unleash your
most-
skills
yes.
at any time. In
Yes.
fact, you will be surprised they are the most gentle children,
and
Wow.
except you now touch them.
there are
Yeah.
repercussions.
Yes,
there are
there are.
repercussions because you already have skills to
Yes.
do some major damage.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are encouraged to
learn.
avoid trouble.
And all.
They are even most of the time they
you
are
know
the most
like
gentle
now for this
children.
holiday I noticed that there are places where you go and guess what they're teaching the girl child? Boxing.
Yes, I mean self-defense
And guess
classes.
what? I know why. To protect yourself.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
To protect yourself. So because I asked the question why, they said you guys didn't learn anything. That's why they're punching you guys left, right, and
Yes,
She
center.
just told you her daughter is
Yes,
doing
so
kung fu.
that's
And I would even also give you an example of where she used it. It's okay.
Okay.
Let me let you finish.
No. No,
You know,
I'm just trying to tell you that you see now things they're stepping up stuff.
Yeah.
Those days during holidays, nobody ever used to take their girl child to go for boxing, but now the parents have realized that look, for them to stop the opposite sex from
Yes.
trying to
Harass their
them,
kids.
let them have that.
Very important.
Very, very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm going to take one example from what happened. She came home to tell me one day she's the assistant
bullied
head
her.
girl.
Okay.
They didn't bully her. They bullied a girl child in her class, and the person kept going to this girl because
Is
the
it
guy.
mixed school?
Yes,
Yes.
the guy is tall. He was tall. The guy is tall, hefty, and then he kept on going to this weak girl and
Yes.
just pushing her. And my daughter kept on saying,
couldn't handle
"No,
it."
no." She kept, "No, don't do that. She's
Yes.
a girl."
Yes.
No, she's very quiet. My daughter is very quiet. Don't do that. She's a girl. Don't do that. You don't hit girls. And the guy kept on because he saw she was a weaker girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what my daughter did?
Yes.
Never got into any altercations in school. The most gentle girl.
just-
Her assistant head. She didn't jack him. She just pushed him one because of her kung fu
Yes.
that she had learned. Pushed him once. Guess what? Guy
He
fell
fell.
over a table and was asking who pushed me.
He didn't even know it was
He
his
didn't
daughter.
even know who had pushed. It was that fast. So they are being taught to control themselves. So once you see a child who has hyperactiveness, that's why I said when you were saying how do I know if a child is prone to violence, they don't need to be prone. And when they are prone to violence, you can talk to them.
You can rechannel the energy.
Yes, you rechannel the energy.
So rechanneling.
You rechannel the energy, and they are now taught to control their emotions.
Yeah. You see, the thing now, I now realized I had to go to some place to go check because I wanted to vote for something, and I realized that my phone was giving another number, so I had to go somewhere to go check. And I realized that the crowd there were so many parents, and I said, "Why are there so many parents?" And I remember it was holiday, and I just realized that parents. I'm not saying I'm castigating parents. I just realized that they went to renew their subscription.
Oh, wow.
Okay, DSTV.
You understand? And
wow.
I felt a bit saddened. Why? Even the parents don't even know what their kids are watching.
Well, it's football season.
No, it's football. I'm a football lover, so everybody
Okay.
knows it's football season and everything. The female
Stella,
World Cup is.
leave the football
It's
thing.
you
We
know,
what they're watching.
you know,
you see that reality TV
Our
show?
Big Brother.
And you see,
we
There's
know
also-
what they're
I'm going to
watching.
come in there.
you know,
people should
and
finish.
and,
I don't
and,
necessarily
and for
agree.
me, I'm
Yeah.
not saying because I have little kids who
Yeah.
are always with me, and I know they tend to watch different things. I see some cartoons that are so terrible.
True.
I see some things for the kids that are it's terrible. So I always tend to tell parents that when your kids are watching these things, why don't you create time and sit with them and watch it with them?
Let me tell you, once you're not around them to watch with them, just tune to NTA. It's the safest channel for any family.
Well, that's true.
I like that.
It's the safest channel for any family
Very
to
true.
watch.
Okay, but
telling you.
again, I'm
Yeah.
going to come in.
Yeah.
Maybe because I work with children. a lot,
Yes.
You know, and I'm going to give my own 2 cents on this.
Yeah.
Now, the consciousness of what a child should watch
Yeah.
comes in from when they are young.
Okay. Fine. They're true.
I am a lover of hip hop. I'm a lover of dance music. I'm a lover of entertainment. But guess what? When my kids were much younger, I stopped watching it. I stopped watching music videos. Not because I didn't want to.
No, it's all bomb bomb.
Do you understand? I stopped. There were some things I stopped watching, not because I didn't want to watch it,
It was because of your kids.
but because of my kids. So it starts from when anything you want your child to become, you start from when they are young. So guess what?
Yes.
Till date, my children don't put on music videos.
Wow.
They listen to music. They
But
listen
they
to,
don't,
but they don't know how to put on music video
Okay.
because it was not a part of them when they were growing.
Growing up.
I mean, the reality show on air now, the popular reality, I don't want to name names.
Yeah,
I like to watch the eviction, but guess what? I don't watch the day-to-day.
There are so many parents like you.
I don't watch it.
Yes.
Even the eviction, guess what? It has to be maybe when they are not at home, or I'll send them to go and do something so that they are not even aware that they are
there's
not.
anything.
Because once a child is guided in a way, believe me, it's
you
hard
cannot.
for that child. Except a miracle happens and the child now wants to just go her own way.
Yeah.
It will be hard. But when the child, you see the thing and they are shaking, they are twerking, and the child, you guys are all dancing to it. Guess what? When you are not there, the child will turn to it and start twerking her own.
No, but you see this thing.
That's the
You
truth.
see this thing you just said.
Yeah.
It's true. What happened? Something happened. I tend to love to watch everything. I'm not
I
going to
don't.
pretend. And well, I don't have kids, and so I just look for something
So
that
you're
makes
allowed
me
then.
that makes me happy. No, but I have kids around me,
Okay,
and I
okay.
notice that my sisters always say, "Don't watch it." When your auntie is watching, don't watch it. And and let me tell you why. The truth is always bitter.
Yeah.
And guess what? I listened to something that somebody said. How did you buy your Benz? And they said, I bought my Benz by bending down.
Oh my
You don't say
God.
that.
Okay.
You don't say that.
That's on this show.
On this show. And you know, and
Oh
and
my God.
somebody I met somebody's daughter and she said, "Oh, Auntie Joy, what does it mean by bending down?" I couldn't answer. So you see, like you said, what you put, because what you watch is what you tend to practice.
Oh, yes.
From drinking to drugs to
Yeah.
sniffing
Yeah.
to all that. So parents have to be alert because so many kids right now are even on drugs because of what they're watching.
Yes.
But they don't know that it's a movie.
Yes.
It's not real life. Yeah.
It's really sad.
Scary.
It's really sad. But the baby steps is what I always advise, and I'll let Devon speak on this. What are the baby steps? Because I know that there are a lot of parents who just complain about holidays, and there are also a lot of parents who don't do anything. In fact, they are relieved because there's no more school run. But then there's no plan for the children from the parents' angle. Hearing this program, they're probably going to start thinking the other way
Different.
around.
Yeah.
You know, what baby steps should they take to, get it right?
Well, like I said earlier, it depends on which stage the child is at. But no matter how tight or bad your schedule is, if you're one of those that has a really, really terrible schedule, just look for small chunks of time, if not every day, every other day, to find how to, just lean in to different people at different points in the house. If they're older, if they're younger, you can, find a way to engage with them through small games. If you're one of these households that has the PS5 kind of thing, these
so
games,
many have,
and learn how to play it, even as you are goofing.
Yes.
They take pleasure in teaching you how to do it, because it takes time. I tried learning one time. I got killed all the time. I was like, okay. So all those small things, but it's just little things like that. Find time and sit with them when you can to police that cartoon they are watching. Many cartoons right now are not innocent. There's a lot of content in there that, in my opinion, is meant to indoctrinate children.
LGBT and all that thing. It's all
All
there.
kinds of bizarre things are hidden in cartoons now. And you'll think, let me keep the child safe, so I'll just put on a cartoon program. Some of the so-called educational cartoons also have some kind of bizarre context that is not okay within our cultural context. So you want to be aware of that. But coming to this, we mentioned things about chores. You said something about cooking and things. I feel that things like this are life skills. Now, you mentioned in particular reference to the girl child, which is our cultural context. But the way I see it, things like cooking, cleaning, these are life skills.
There's a guy that cooks so well, for a lot of ceremony. Kaide, I'll call his name. Kaide cooks real good. But at the end of the day, he's a guy.
I did.
She ate Kaide's food.
I never forgot.
But he's probably a chef, right? Is he a chef?
He's a chef.
Most chefs are men.
No, not really.
No, in Nigeria, practically every professional chef I know is a man.
You see, the one that...
But when it comes to the domestic context, all of a sudden men don't know how to even boil water to make tea.
But the thing with me now is that most of the men that I know now tend to do the hair. So everything has... everything has... things have changed. There's nothing meant for the girl child or anything for the... For the thing here is that in the mornings, it's holiday. The kids shouldn't sleep or watch cartoon or even after prayers. They have to walk.
They have to do something.
They have to do something. Wash the car, clean the house, sweep. When you go to most houses, the helps are doing these things.
Yeah, well, I don't see anything wrong with downtime. It's vacation.
No.
Instead of waking by 5, but at least you get up by 6. Or 6:30.
Yes, then they cook and you eat.
A grace of 1 hour from 5 to 6.
There is nothing, for me too, I don't see anything wrong with downtime.
There's nothing wrong with downtime.
After you have been productive.
Okay, yes,
because there's a balance.
Yes,
you must always be balanced. I mean, I remember in those days our parents would work us, and then when we get opportunity to play, that's when you now go all crazy. That's when you now see the violent prone child.
Yes,
but if you're able to balance it, parenting and children is balance.
Okay, our time is up, and I intentionally didn't want to read messages because I actually want to talk. A question for everybody who is watching. If you are a child, we need you to write to the number on the screen at this moment and tell us what you're doing or what you're learning that is new this holiday. And if you're a parent, especially if you're a lady, really, because our program is ladies. So tell us what you're going to intentionally do to ensure that your child learns a new skill within this holiday. It's a challenge for all of us, and we'll reply you definitely. Thank you, and please, whatever you do, remember that the development of our nation dwells on our productivity. So let's make our beds, this nation, the way we want to lie on it. Great. See you next week.
Bye.